Most men have no idea how attraction really works. They overthink every text, try to impress with money, or rely on cheesy pickup lines, and then wonder why women lose interest. But here's the truth. Women aren't attracted to what you have, they're attracted to who you are. There's a single phrase, rooted in ancient Stoic philosophy, that flips the script completely. Say this one thing, and suddenly, you're no longer chasing. You're no longer proving yourself. Instead, women start leaning in, trying to earn your attention. Why? Because this phrase signals emotional control, self-respect, and the kind of unshakable confidence that makes you truly irresistible. The most powerful men in history, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, understood one thing that most men today don't. Control over yourself is the key to influencing others. And when you apply this wisdom to dating, everything changes. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly why this phrase works, the psychological reason women are wired to respond to it, and how you can start using it today to command respect and attraction effortlessly. By the end of this, you'll understand why true power isn't in what you say, it's in how you carry yourself. Let's get into it. Most men have been lied to about what truly attracts women. From movies to social media, we're constantly shown this idea that in order to win a woman's affection, you need to impress her. Flash money, drive a luxury car, wear designer clothes, or drop some smooth pickup line you found online. It's no wonder so many guys feel lost when these tactics don't work. But here's the reality. Women are not wired to be drawn to material things alone. Sure, wealth and style can grab attention, but they don't create deep, lasting attraction. Because at the end of the day, women don't fall for your possessions, they fall for your presence. They're not impressed by the things you have, they're drawn to the way you carry yourself. The truth is, attraction has very little to do with external validation and everything to do with emotional control and certainty. If you don't have these, no amount of money, charm, or good looks will save you. And if you do, you could be dead broke, wearing a $10 t-shirt, and still have women captivated by your energy. Think about it. How many times have you seen a guy who looks great on paper, yet women seem to treat him like an afterthought? He has the job, the car, maybe even a great physique, but he struggles to create any real desire. Why? Because despite all his external success, he lacks inner stability. His emotions control him instead of the other way around. Maybe he gets too excited too quickly, chasing after women the moment they show interest. Maybe he becomes anxious if she takes too long to reply to a text. Maybe he gets defensive when she tests him with a playful insult. And just like that, he unknowingly signals to her that he's weak, that he's easily moved, that he doesn't have the unshakable confidence of a man who chooses. Instead, he's a man who seeks approval. Women can sense this instantly, and the moment they do, they lose attraction. Why? Because deep down, women are biologically wired to be drawn to men who can handle pressure. Men who can stand firm no matter what's happening around them. A man who isn't easily rattled or desperate for validation. A woman may be impressed by your job, your status, or even your words for a moment. But what really determines whether she feels an uncontrollable attraction toward you is whether you embody calm, controlled, masculine energy. The kind of energy that doesn't chase, doesn't seek approval, and doesn't crumble under pressure. Here's a simple truth most men don't realize. The more you chase, the faster she runs. When you're constantly trying to prove your worth, whether through your words, actions, or even subconscious behaviors, you're sending a silent message, I need you to like me. And the moment a woman senses that, she instinctively pulls away. Why? Because neediness is the opposite of confidence. A man who is truly confident doesn't need to prove himself to anyone. He already knows his worth. He already knows he brings value to the table. He doesn't overthink his words. He doesn't wait by the phone, stressing over when she'll text back. He doesn't try to win her over, because he knows that the right woman will recognize his value without him having to convince her. Women crave certainty. They want to be around a man who knows who he is, who stands firm in his beliefs, and who isn't easily swayed by emotions. That's why emotional control is one of the most powerful forms of attraction. It shows her that you're not just some guy who got lucky, you're a man who is deeply grounded in himself. A lot of guys get frustrated when women test them. Maybe she playfully teases you. Maybe she pulls back to see how you'll react. Maybe she suddenly acts cold after being affectionate the day before. Most men panic. They start over-explaining, seeking reassurance, or trying to fix the situation. And in doing so, they fail the test completely. Here's the thing, a woman's tests are not meant to break you. They're meant to reveal you. When a woman throws a test your way, what she's really doing is checking to see if you're truly as confident as you appear to be. If you react emotionally, getting defensive, anxious, or needy, she sees right through you. But if you stay calm, unbothered, and indifferent, she feels an intense attraction to you, often without even realizing why. This is why Stoicism is so powerful. It teaches you to remain unmoved, no matter what happens around you. It gives you the ability to walk through life with complete certainty, never letting the opinions or actions of others dictate your emotions. And when you apply this mindset to your interactions with women, you become incredibly attractive. Not because of what you say, but because of what you don't say. Your silence, your presence, and your calm energy speak louder than words. The moment you stop trying to impress women and start embodying confidence, everything shifts. You no longer feel the need to chase or convince anyone of your worth. You stop reacting emotionally to every little thing she does. You become a man who chooses, rather than a man who begs to be chosen. And that's when attraction becomes effortless. In the next part of this video, I'm going to give you one simple phrase that perfectly embodies this mindset. One line that, when said with the right energy, instantly makes women see you in a completely different light. Because when you say this, you're no longer just another guy. You become the man she can't ignore. Let's get into it. The greatest men in history didn't seek validation. They didn't chase approval. They understood that true power comes from mastering yourself, not from controlling others. This is the core of Stoicism, a philosophy built on the idea that your emotions, thoughts, and reactions are the only things truly within your control. And once you master these, you naturally influence the world around you. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic leaders, famously said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the foundation of everything. Most men waste their energy trying to force attraction, saying the perfect words, strategizing their next move, or reacting to every little thing a woman does. But a man who embodies Stoicism, he lets go of all that. He doesn't need to chase because he is the prize. So, how do you apply this strength when talking to women? How do you embody the presence of a true Stoic? First, you detach from outcomes. When you talk to a woman, your confidence shouldn't come from whether she likes you or not. It should come from knowing that you like you. The second you start worrying about how she perceives you, you give away your power. Instead, adopt the mindset that whether she stays or goes, you remain the same, unshaken, unfazed, completely centered. This creates an aura of mystery and self-assurance that women find magnetic. Second, you master your emotional reactions. Women will test you. They might tease you, ignore a text, or act uninterested just to see how you respond. Most men panic or try to fix the situation. The Stoic man does the opposite. He remains calm, indifferent. Why? Because his confidence doesn't come from external validation. He is not emotionally dependent on her reactions, and that makes him powerful beyond measure. Finally, you speak with intention, not desperation. Instead of over-explaining yourself or trying too hard to be funny, you speak slowly, deliberately. You allow moments of silence instead of filling every gap with nervous chatter. Your words carry weight because they come from a place of certainty, not approval-seeking. And when you finally do say something, it holds more impact, because you don't speak to impress, you speak to express. When you embrace the Stoic mindset, everything changes. You no longer try to get women. You become the type of man they gravitate toward naturally. The kind of man who stands firm in his values, who doesn't chase, and who commands respect with his very presence. In the next section, I'll give you one simple phrase that embodies all of this. A line that, when said with the right energy, instantly makes women see you differently. Because when you master yourself, you master attraction. Let's dive in. There's one sentence that instantly shifts the way women see you. It's not a pickup line, it's not some rehearsed trick, it's a statement of power, self-respect, and emotional control. And when you say it with certainty, it forces women to view you differently. That phrase, "I only entertain what aligns with my peace." At first glance, it might seem too simple. But the reason this phrase works isn't in the words themselves, it's in the mindset behind them. This isn't something you throw out casually to impress a woman. It's a belief you embody, a standard you live by. And when you communicate it with conviction, it shifts the entire dynamic of attraction in your favor. The first reason this phrase is so powerful is that it shows unshakable self-respect. Most men tolerate drama, disrespect, or inconsistent behavior from women just because they're afraid to lose them. They put up with things they shouldn't, thinking that if they just stay patient or prove their worth, the woman will eventually choose them. But a man who says, "I only entertain what aligns with my peace," he communicates something entirely different. He's not desperate. He's not chasing. He's not bending over backward to impress her. Instead, he's making it clear that his peace, his emotional stability, and his standards come first. And that changes everything. A high-value man doesn't accept chaos into his life. He doesn't deal with inconsistency, mind games, or disrespect. He operates from a position of abundance, not scarcity, meaning he doesn't cling to women who bring drama, because he knows there are countless options out there. When you communicate that you only entertain what aligns with your peace, you're signaling that you have options. You're showing her that you don't tolerate nonsense because you don't need to. And the moment a woman senses that you have the power to walk away, she sees you as someone worth chasing. Because here's the truth, women don't want a man they can easily control. They want a man who chooses them, not a man who needs them. And by holding firm to your standards, you become that man. The final reason this phrase is so effective? It makes her qualify herself to you. Most guys spend their time trying to prove themselves to women, showing off, seeking validation, hoping to impress. But when you say, "I only entertain what aligns with my peace," you flip the script. Suddenly, she's the one wondering, do I align with his peace? Am I the kind of woman he would entertain? And just like that, you've created intrigue. Instead of you chasing her, she now wants to prove that she's worthy of your attention. This is the essence of true attraction, not seeking approval, but setting a standard that makes others want to rise to it. The key to making this phrase work is your delivery. You don't say it as a joke or a throwaway line. You don't say it with arrogance or defensiveness. You say it with calm certainty, as if it's simply the way you operate. If a woman tries to test you by playing hard to get or acting distant, instead of reacting emotionally, you simply let her know, "I only entertain what aligns with my peace." If she brings unnecessary drama into the conversation, instead of arguing or chasing, you calmly assert, "I don't do drama. I only entertain what aligns with my peace." And if she ever questions why you're so composed, why you don't react the way other men do, you just smile and say, "Because I only entertain what aligns with my peace." And that's when it happens. That moment of realization. That moment where she sees you differently. She senses that you're not like other men. That you have something most guys don't, unshakable self-respect. And that's when she feels an attraction she can't quite explain. Because the moment you stop chasing, that's the moment she starts chasing you. Something powerful happens the moment you say, "I only entertain what aligns with my peace." It's not just words, it's a shift in the entire dynamic between you and the woman you're speaking to. Why? Because it signals something that instantly changes the way she sees you. You are a man who isn't desperate for validation. Most men operate from a place of scarcity. They seek approval, they chase attention, and they react emotionally when a woman pulls away. This is what women expect. They expect men to try to impress them, to work for their affection, and to crave their validation. But when you say, "I only entertain what aligns with my peace," you break that pattern. And that's when everything changes. Women are wired to be drawn to men who don't seek validation. Why? Because a man who doesn't chase signals that he has options. He isn't needy. He isn't desperate. He doesn't need her approval to feel valuable. And that is extremely attractive. When a man pulls away emotionally, it triggers something in a woman's mind. She starts to wonder, why isn't he chasing me like other guys? What makes him so sure of himself? Why do I feel the need to prove myself to him? This is the psychological switch. The moment a woman realizes that you aren't trying to impress her, that you have standards and that she needs to align with them, not the other way around, her mindset shifts. She starts seeing you as a high-value man. And when a woman sees a man as high value, she naturally wants to be part of his world. The mistake most men make is assuming that women want the guy who tries the hardest. But in reality, women don't want a man they can easily have. They want a man who chooses them, not a man who needs them. When you say, "I only entertain what aligns with my peace," you subtly communicate. You don't tolerate drama. You don't waste time on people who bring negativity. You don't allow your emotions to be controlled by others. This instantly makes her feel like she has to qualify herself to you. Suddenly, she's not just another woman you're trying to win over. She has to prove that she deserves a place in your life. And that's when she starts adjusting her behavior. She becomes more respectful, more invested, and more eager to show you that she can align with your peace. Not because you forced her to, but because she wants to. Most guys unknowingly give women all the power. They try to win a woman over. They text too much, try too hard, and act overly available. But when you own your value and make it clear that your peace comes first, the script flips. Now, instead of you chasing her, she's chasing you. Now, instead of you proving yourself to her, she's proving herself to you. And the best part? It happens naturally. There's no game, no manipulation, just an unshakable sense of self-worth that draws women in effortlessly. Because at the end of the day, attraction isn't about tricks or techniques. It's about energy. And when you radiate the energy of a man who values himself, who protects his peace, and who doesn't need anyone's approval, women feel it. And once they feel it, they can't resist it. Imagine this. You're talking to a woman you're interested in. At first, things seem to be going well, but then she starts acting hot and cold. One moment, she's giving you attention, laughing at your jokes, and engaging in deep conversation. The next, she's distant, taking hours to reply, playing games, or subtly testing your patience. Most men, when faced with this situation, react emotionally. They either chase harder, texting more, seeking reassurance, or trying to win her back, or they get frustrated and lash out, showing that her behavior affects them. But you don't do any of that. Instead, when you notice this shift in energy, you stay composed. And when she throws out a test, whether it's an unnecessary argument, a dramatic reaction, or pulling away just to see how you'll respond, you simply say, "I don't entertain what doesn't align with my peace." Then, you go back to living your life. When you say this phrase, you send a clear, unspoken message. You are not emotionally reactive. You don't play games. You refuse to be manipulated. Instead of feeding into her drama, you remain centered, calm, and unbothered. This is where most men fail. They let their emotions take control, they react, they try to fix things. But when you stand firm in your peace, something incredible happens. She has two choices. She aligns with your frame, meaning she stops the games, respects your standards, and engages with you on your terms. She leaves, which means she was never meant to be in your life to begin with. And either way, you win. Women are deeply attracted to men who have control over their emotions. This doesn't mean you suppress your feelings. It means you don't let external situations dictate your inner peace. Most men operate in reaction mode. They let a woman's actions determine their mood, their confidence, and their self-worth. But when you embody this mindset, when you make it clear that your peace is non-negotiable, you become the man in control. She may push back at first. She may test you even harder to see if you really mean it. But when she realizes that you're not bluffing, that you genuinely live by this principle, her respect for you skyrockets. Let's say you're out with a woman, and she starts trying to stir drama. Maybe she brings up an ex to make you jealous, acts distant for no reason, or starts an argument over something trivial. Instead of reacting, you take a breath, look her in the eye, and calmly say, "I don't entertain what doesn't align with my peace." Then, you change the subject or simply remove yourself from the situation. No anger. No frustration. No chasing. In that moment, she realizes that you are different. You're not like the guys who try to argue their way back into her good graces. You're not going to engage in a battle for her validation. You are a man who protects his energy, and if she wants to be in your life, she has to meet your standard. When you truly embrace this way of thinking, you'll notice a dramatic shift in how women respond to you. Those who are genuinely interested will respect you even more. Those who thrive on chaos will disappear, and that's a blessing, not a loss. Because at the end of the day, the man who values his peace over everything is the man who attracts the highest quality women. And once you master this, you'll never chase validation again. Now, here's your challenge. Try this phrase and watch the reaction. The next time you're in a situation where a woman tests you, whether it's drama, hot and cold behavior, or just trying to see if she can shake your confidence, stay calm, look her in the eye, and say, "I don't entertain what doesn't align with my peace." Then, step back and observe. How does she react? Does she pull away, realizing she can't manipulate you? Or does she shift, intrigued by your control and self-respect? I want to hear your experiences. Have you ever tested Stoic principles in dating? Drop a comment below and let's discuss. And if you're ready to master the mindsets that make you unstoppable, hit that subscribe button right now. More game-changing insights are coming your way.